All right, Joe, it is Saturday, March 8th, and I swear this is the last one. I'm just going to finish up with some pettiness. Now, real quick, I just want to be a teensy bit petty and talk about the swallowers. I want to talk about the guzzlers because, darling, they are out in full effect, rallying behind little mini-mite Joe Rogan, and it's just so hilarious to me that all of these men are just glazing and gulping it down for other dudes. And at this point, it is just straight laughable. Like, it's not cool, it's not manly, it's not masculine, it's just funny. It's just funny. You want to come out of the woodwork to defend someone that you don't even know. Joe Rogan doesn't know you. You don't know Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan can kick your ass. Joe Rogan can get you too. Yeah, he's not that short. No, he's not. He's not that short. He's not short and he's not bald. Like, just... I'm sorry, we were the emotional ones. All we said is the dude's real height. And y'all are like, no, he can kick all of your asses. You okay? A little emotional, a little testerical over there? You all right? He's bald too. You got a problem with that? Yeah, no, don't start. We know how you feel about bald. Did you call a bald man bald? Like, yes, did you just call a woman fat and ugly for no reason? Like, we take that shit and keep going. You guys are like, we just say something real. And you're like, she said I'm short. You are short. You are. What? Those are the people in charge of everything. Okay? All right? The swallowers. Gulp, gulp, guzzle, guzzle. Okay? Like, I touched on it briefly when I was talking about who buys Teslas, right? Because folks were like, yes, it's dropping worldwide and people are stopping buying it. And yes, a lot of people were buying Teslas on that were progressive liberals, whatever you want to call it, leftists, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, the buckets get so weird. Because of climate change and wanting an electric car, etc., blah, blah, blah. And yeah, sure, to an extent, yes, especially before there were any other options. Now that there are options, a lot of us are choosing not necessarily Tesla. It's the other side. It's a brand thing. And it is an homage to a GoDaddy God King, okay? The same way they buy up everything that the stench creates. He makes something and they go buy it. He makes something and they go buy it. So... the other one, he's not making hats and sneakers and bullshit. He just makes these shitty cars that you can't even get fixed unless you sign an NDA when it explodes on you or locks your baby in or self-drives into a bridge or one of the other things that it does, locks down and incinerates on itself. Not to mention he can watch your cameras apparently whenever he wants from any car at any point in time, and a lot of people are just fine with that. A lot of the big government, I'm afraid of Big Brother people have no problem letting one unelected, bureaucratic, billionaire immigrant have full access to their private lives or their car cameras because any price, as long as it's white. I gotta remind you, that man came to America because this is the most ray place on the planet outside of where he was in apartheid South Africa. When they got rid of apartheid, he came here because this was the next best thing. All right. And for the folks who are going to hop in my comments and go, you act like there's no racism anywhere else. I didn't say it doesn't exist anywhere else. I said this is the place where it reigns supreme. This is the place where you can run an entire political campaign on just hating brown people, and that's all it takes. You can say that's not true all you want, but those fuckers are in my town. I'm in Temecula, okay? In fact, I had a bunch of them knocking on doors today, a bunch of the folks from Calvary, which is one of the more hateful churches. They backed the Joker Joe Komrosky, who has inappropriate text messages with students, wasting hundreds of thousands. No, I'm sorry. I think it was like almost $1 million in taxpayer funds during the short time that he was in the first time. They're connected to the likes of the IE Family PAC, which is backed by 412, which is a place that literally havens convicted edophiles. Okay, his brother is a convicted pedophile. Attractions to persons under 3. That Steeple People place uses their untaxed dollars to fund the IE Family PAC. Okay, and then they back people like Komrosky, etc., etc. So, anyway, every person they backed for school board races or city council seats basically ran on the platform of, you need to vote for us because we're white. That was it. That was it. We're veterans and we're white. That was their whole platform. That was their whole platform, and they demonized the folks who were running that were anything other than white. We had someone black running, they went after him. They had some Hispanic people running, they went after them, and their whole platform was white, white, white. Okay. That's it. That's all it takes. So no, the people who can literally run on that platform do not get to tell us that we're making it up and all that, this gaslighting that they like to do where they're completely awful and then they also want empathy for themselves. They want to do horrible things, but they don't want to be held accountable for them. They want to do horrible things, but if it affects them, you need to feel bad for them. They hate empathy except for when they want empathy. Okay, people need to stop and care about Nebraska. Nebraskans did this to themselves, and now the people need to come together and save them. No, that's not how we learn lessons. We don't learn lessons by saving you from yourself. All right. In continued logic or lack thereof. I know we talked about this already, but I just want to lay it out for pure clarity that these people in their minds, all right, are so concerned with what the stranger in the closed private stall next to them might actually have in their pants that they are fine with letting armed, violent, angry men into the bathroom to go snatch up someone they suspect might not be a woman. Do you understand? That person isn't, it doesn't even matter. Like I keep saying, I don't care. But can you imagine? And of course, it turned out in that instance that the woman, she was a woman. There was no trans. But you see how they just need anything to be prejudiced about? So now they're just looking at people going, are you a woman with short hair? Are you a woman with a slightly masculine build? Are you a woman that has maybe a little higher rate of testosterone? Are you a woman that's too tall? Are your feet too big? Are your hands too big? They're literally going to be nitpicking at any little thing. And like I said before, they're only concerned with women in women's bathroom. They're not concerned with men. They're not concerned with, men who might be T, you know what I'm saying? And like, I hate using that. They're not worried about that. That's fine. No, they want to make it their business to be worried on behalf of women, for women. No, not your place. Shut up. Our discussion, not yours. That's for our healthcare. That's for our bathrooms. That's for everything. This thing, and it comes from steeple peopleness, because there's this head of household belief that the male is the only one who can speak for everyone. That's where it comes from. So that's why you have all these men going, well, I've decided this because I have wives and daughters. And y'all need to realize that every time they say that, they are saying that you are their property. Okay, whenever there's a dude talking about how he needs to have this horrible opinion because he has daughters and a wife and therefore it's his right, he's still not a woman. And for the ones that keep pushing past that, I think we need to have the further conversation of, do you want to be a woman? And I'm not saying that with any shade, baby. Is that what this is about? Do you want to talk about women's issues so badly because you want to be one and you're afraid to just admit it? Like, admit it. Just say it. I will help you. I will help you. There is no judgment here. If you feel as though maybe it's time for a new life, maybe you aren't your real authentic self in the body you have currently, I am fine with that. You're the one that seems to have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. You have a problem with it. Sounds like jealousy. Sounds like projection. Sounds like all the horrible things you're imagining that these people would do are things that you wish you could do. Does it have anything to do with that secret dark web group of like 80,000 men fantasizing about what they wanted to do to their wives, mothers, daughters? They're the ones running the show, guys. They're the ones that are strong and not emotional, that can make clear-headed decisions and have everyone's best interest at heart and can speak on behalf of women and children and everyone else. Those are the ones. Those are the ones. There's a reason the rest of the world is laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny. So, keep it going, okay? There are protests around the country today. You're not seeing it on television. Keep going. There is a reason. There is a reason they want you to think that everything is fine and everyone loves this, because it's not. And the people protesting are the ones they don't want to release the hounds on. Keep going. I'm so proud of y'all. So proud of y'all.